Namaste everyone. Welcome to our Gita study program. Today we are going to go over the teachings of Purushottam Yoga, chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita. This is one of the most important chapters. Lord Krishna himself at the end of this 15th chapter, it has 20 slokas. In the 20th sloka, the Lord tells Arjuna that iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktam mayanaga etad buddhva buddhimansat krutkrutyascha bharat. If you look at the 20th sloka of this, that's what it is. Iti guhyatamam, it is the most secret. Secret means nothing to hide, but loaded with information. Iti guhyatamam shastram. He calls it a shastra. These 20 slokas, God doesn't call it, this chapter is important. He says this scripture is important. Means 20 slokas make the whole scripture because it encompasses everything that we human beings have to know about the universe, about the creation and about the God. So that's why it is extremely important, and so we will go in detail starting from the first sloka. So God in the first three sloka compares his creation, his universe with the banyan tree, the people tree, that is inverted people tree. Everybody has seen it's a very sacred tree, and most of the villages have that, and God compares his creation with this tree. So it starts with Sri Bhagavan Vacha, and then he says ऊर्ध्वमूलम अधः शाखम अश्वत्थ प्राहुर अव्ययम छंदांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्. That's the first sloka. Urdhvamulam. Here this tree whose roots are above. Urdhvamulam. Urdhva means up. Urdhvamulam adha shakham. And all the branches are spreading down. So it comes from Brahman, from God. So Urdhva Moolam Adha Sakha Aswatha Prahur Avyam. The name of this tree is Aswatha. The meaning of the word Aswatha is the one which is ever changing. It's not going to be same tomorrow as it is today. So that is ever changing universe. Swa means tomorrow. Swat means remaining tomorrow, remaining same tomorrow. Aswatha means the one which does not remain same tomorrow. That's why it is called Aswatha. Means this Jagat creation is ever changing, and it is indestructible. It will continue to evolve on its own till God wishes to do that. So urdhvamulam adha sakham aswatha prahur avyayam chandansi yasya parnani yastam veda sa veda. Chandansi asya parnani. And this tree, what kind of tree? These leaves of this tree are compared with the chandas of Vedas and Upanishads. Chandas means verses of the scriptures. So chandansi yasya parnani yastam veda sa vedavid. The one who knows this creation, the way I described, he is the Vedvid, means he is the knower of the Vedas. Not the one who is just reading Vedas and chanting Vedas, but who understands the whole creation coming from me in this form. So like a chandansi asya parnani, like the leaves are very important for a tree. The leaves they create a osmotic pressure and gets the nutrients to the all over the tree, as well as it with the sunlight it produces the nutrients for the tree. So the leaves are sustaining the tree, and if you cut all the leaves, the tree will die down. So trees are important leaves are important for the tree. Similarly, the teachings of Vedas and Upanishads are very important for the mankind. So that's why he compares Chandansi yasya parnani yastam veda sa veda. And that is the real knower of Vedas. Not only one who is chanting Vedas or doing Vedas rituals to please the God for his personal gains. So the person who has really understood has understood the creation. Then second sloka says, Adascha urdhvam prasutastasya sakha guna praruddha visaya pravala adascha mulani anusantatani karman bandini manusya loke. So this tree whose branches are going down and up, adascha means down, urdhva, adascha urdhvam, prasuta means spread, adascha urdhvam prasuta tasya sakha. Guna pravruddha, this tree is fed by the gunas of Prakriti. So God is comparing the creation with the tree. So guna pravruddha, with the gunas, this tree is getting nourished. Guna pravruddha visaya pravala, and the attraction, the sense objects are its birds. Visaya pravala. Adascha mulani anusantatani, and the roots which are coming down has established mankind on this planet. Adascha mulani anusantatani means which has spread. Karmanu bandhini manusya loke. Why? Because of your karmas. Our birth or our existence is because of our karmas. Good karmas, good placement. Bad karmas, bad placement. So if there are no karmas, then we would not have to come here. So karmanu bandhini manusya loke means in this manusya loke, this universe, this world, we are here because we had pending accounts to settle because of our karmas. If we have good karmas, all karmas will produce the fruits. Good karmas will produce good fruits for which you need a body and you have to take a birth to enjoy it. Bad karmas will produce bad fruits. You have to take a body to suffer the consequences. So these are infallible laws of Creator. So God explains the karma because of your karmas which binds you here in this world. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells in the beginning to Arjuna, and there is a very nice verses, there are two verses. Sa yagna praja sustva purovacha prajapati enena prasavisyadham esa vastu kamadu. So at the beginning of creation, the Lord doing the yagnas explained to mankind, Sa yagna praja sustva puro means in ancient time, purovacha prajapati means creator. Enena prasavisyadam means with a yagna. Yagnic work means the work which is useful to the universe, useful to others as well as useful to you. If it meets all three requirements, that is called yagna work. If it only meets your needs, then it is no yagna. So then it just becomes a simple karma. So God says, Sa yagna praja susva puruvasada enena prasavisyadam. Continuing these yagnas, you continue your life. Enena prasavisyadam esa vastu kamaduk. Let it be your kamaduk. Means the cow which gives whatever you desire. Means whatever you desire, this yagnic work will give you. In the same place he says, Yagna arthat karmanam anyatra loke ayam karma bandhana tadartham karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. The work which is not yagnic work, like we described. Yagna arthat means anything else besides yagna. Yagna arthat karmanam anyatra loke ayam karma bandhana. In this world it will bind you. Loke ayam karma. Tadartham karma konteya mukta sangha samacharan. Therefore Arjuna, do this yagnic work and continue your existence on this earth. So here it says that because of the karmanu bandhini manusya loki. Then third sloka says, narupamasya na tathopalabhyate nanto na chadi na cha sampratishta Aswatthaменam suvirudamulam asanga sastrena dradena chitva. God doesn't wait for us to ask questions. He gives answer. So I said, now you are stuck because of your activities. You have taken the birth and now you are doing activities. You are confused. So God says, so how do you come out of that? Any tree can be demolished by cutting the trunk. So God says, Aswatthaменam suvirudamulam asanga sastrena. With the acts of detachment, asanga sastre na drade na chitva, you destroy the trunk of this tree of samsara, where is samsara, by giving up the attachment, so detachment. No? With detachment is the only way it will happen. So detachment brings because of the detachment, you get a vairagya or dispassion. So detachment brings dispassion. Dispassion enlightens your spiritual light, as a spiritual thirst. So detachment, and dispassion. Detachment brings dispassion. Dispassion brings causes a spiritual enlightenment in a person, or a thirst for the spiritual journey. So this is the step. So that's why he says asanga sastrena. So sanga means attachment. Asanga sastrena means detachment. Same thing Sankaracharya says. No? So sang means attachment. Sang with the word, or sang with tat. So tat sang, tat means God. Tat is sat sang, sat sanga. So sat is God, sat sang. So that's why Acharya Sankaracharya says satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalachittam, nischalachitte jivanamukti. Same teaching from here. So Acharya explains satsangatve, with your attachment to the God, you will go this way. With attachment to the world, you will go southwards. You will go down, and you will get stuck and get bruised all the time, and you will have a miserable thing. So satsangatve means, with the attachment to God. Man has only two choices. Either he attaches to the Godward, a spiritual path, or he attaches to the world and worldly path and gets deeper and deeper. We have all seen what happens when we are in the world, and you get good, bad, bruised, happy, sad, all those things will happen. And the cycle of birth and death will be endless. That is, God gives a guarantee. That is, there is no way. So this way out is a detachment. So detachment causes a dispassion. So and that causes the spiritual. So satsang is a positive attachment, and detachment. So that's what God explains, that you come out of it. Then what will happen? Then you did the detachment. But what, you gave up the world. Okay, so what's the big deal? Now what will you do? So then God said, Tata padam tat parimargitavyam. He doesn't wait for our question. Tata padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya tameva chadyam purusham prapadde yatha pravruti prasuta purani. Now you have done the detachment, you develop dispassion, you develop thirst for seeking the truth. Tata padam tat parimargitavyam. So then you establish your goal. Padam tat parimargi, I mean establish that goal. Pad parimargitavyam. Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya. Reaching that goal, you don't have to come here. Tat padam tat parimargitavyam. Yasmin gatana nivartanti. You don't have to come back, and that is a tata padam tat parimargitam yasmin gatana bhuya. So these you get a status and you reach that goal, the Brahman. So that you make a goal. So you came out of this, and then you make another goal. No, so And then it says, Tameva chadyam purusham prapadde yatha pravrutti purusha purani. So you establish the goal, highest goal, and through whom the most ancient, the creator, through whom this all prasruta purani, all this creation is non-stop coming down, that place you reach. That is your goal. And to go to that goal, the next verse it describes, the 5th sloka, you need 5 credentials for that, no? Or equipments with you. So it very nicely describes Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatya nitya vinivruta kama dvandai vimukta sukha dukkha sangai gachanti mudha padamam avayam tata. Who can be successful in this, or what are the equipments you need? Qualification you always need. That you want to become a doctor, you have to take science subjects and then only you get admission. You can't get otherwise. No? So these are prerequisites. So the requirement for the spiritual part, nirman moha, means nirman, means no pride, no arrogance. Nirman moha, no delusion. Nirman moha jita sanga dosha, the one who has conquered the defect of attachment. Jita sanga dosha. Dosha means defect or evil, and sanga means attachment. The one who has conquered that evil of attachment, so that is the jita sanga dosha. Adhyatma nitya means meditating always on yourself. So what do you meditate on? No, so you meditate on your Atman. So Adhyatma Nitya. Vinivruta Kama, the one who has given up all the desires. Vinivruta Kama is retired from Kama. Vinivruta Kama. So then Dvandai Vimukta means the pairs of opposite. One who has conquered the pairs of opposite, like happiness, sorrow, then gain and loss and profit and loss and all those worldly things which comes in pairs. There's the one who has given it up. Dvandai vimukta means who is free from these pairs of opposite. Whatever comes is fine. That's it. Dvandai vimukta. Sukha dukkha sangai gachanti mudha padamam avayam tat. Gachanti means he will reach that padam avayam, which is in non-destructible, everlasting truth. Gachanti amudha means this such a person is not confused. Mudha is the one who is confused with the worldly things. So that I am here forever, which is one thing is wrong, but we said okay, now it was our insistence, no. So delusion is gone. So gachanti amudha means such a person is not deluded at all. He knows the ultimate truth, Brahman. He knows that's where the happiness and eternal joy is, and the worldly things are transient. That's your senses are transient, your life is transient, everything is uncertain. We went through this ourselves, so you have your own experience also. So nirmana moha ajita sanga dosha adhyatya nitya vinivruta kama dvandai vimukta sukha dukkha sangai gachanti mudha padamam avayam tat. Such a person will reach that destination. So then he describes what it is. Na tad bhasayate suryo na sasanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. Arjuna, my place is such that you don't need sun, you don't need a moon to light it, you don't need fire to light it up. It is all brilliance on its own. But it is not that the God is residing somewhere 50 miles up or 5,000 miles up, no. So but he described it as as in natad bhasayate suryo. It doesn't need the light of a sun, or natad bhasayate suryo. Na sasanko means moon, na sasanko na pavaka means fire. Yad gatvana nivartante, reaching there, you don't have to come back. Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. That place is mine. So God is explaining as Arjuna, the pure consciousness is me. You don't have to go. There is no, so like Krupaliji Maharaj says that koi aana jana hai hi nahi. You know, it's not that you have to go somewhere to get God or you will go and reach God. It is inside you. Only thing is realizing it. There is nothing to go or some destination. No, it's not destination. But it is you realizing yourself. So God says that that Atman, Brahman is God ultimate reality. That spark of Brahman, when it is enshrined in our body, that we are Jivatman. So when you focus on Jivatman, which is a pure consciousness, you will become God. The Atman attached to the worldly thing is Jivatman. Atman attached to the God is Paramatman, becomes Paramatman. So that is God says, it's like example, that you are in a pitch dark room, you can't see anything, your clothes, anything, any furniture, not even your hand or feet, totally pitch dark room. But you are still aware about yourself. I am here, I am sitting here. Even if it is total darkness, that what makes you realize I am, that is God. So God says that is you. I am, that is God. So that is that awareness of yourself is Atman. And that does not need outside light to tell you that okay, I exist. You exist 24/7 from birth to death in all three phases of our existence, which is a awake phase, sleep, deep sleep, as well as dream. In all that Atman, which consciousness, is always awake. That's what continues your functioning, and it is a witness principle. And God says that's what you are. So that's why he said, na tad bhasayate suryo na sasamko na pavaka yad katva na nivartante tad dhama paramam. Once the individual soul understands this truth, he becomes God. So or Brahmagnani. Brahmagnani means knowledge of the Brahman. We are part of the Brahman. Brahmagnan is only available through the scriptures. It is not available anywhere else. And through the scriptures you can learn this, and the masters and the teachers and the people who have traveled that before or who are bent upon understanding, they explain you and then clarify you further. So that, but there is no other university, no other place, nowhere else that the Brahmagnan is there. And that Brahmagnan you have to realize yourself. That's why there are 4 Mahavakyas in our Vedas and Upanishads. No? So that's what it says. Pragnanam Brahman, pure consciousness is Brahman. And then the teacher explains to you, oh no, don't fool yourself. You are that. Tat Tvam Asi. Tat means that. Tvam, you. Asi means you are. So that you are. Then he says that you practice on this one. So how do you practice? I am Atma Brahma, I am Atma Brahma, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. That is called practice Vakya. So you have to practice it. That is what meditation is. I am Atma Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. That's what it said here. And then what will happen? The realization comes, Aham Brahma Asmi, that is Anubhav Vakya. So these are 4 Mahavakyas. We have to keep meditating on this, keep thinking about it, the truth of it, and then everything else drops down, and then you will say, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There is no way, there is nothing else. Everything else is confusion. So that's what God says. So in the seventh verse, beautiful verse, no? Mamevanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. There can't be any confusion. See, so clearly God states, Mamevanso jiva loke. So we go word by word. Mam eva, only my spark. Mam eva ansha means my particle. Mamevanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. That particle is your jivatma, jiva bhuta. Manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. So with the mind as a sixth sense, five senses plus mind, this sixth, it interacts with the prakriti and develops a tremendous attachment to the objects and the existence in the world, the things of the world. So God says that you are my spark. Mamevanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. That is the permanent, that is the eternal part. Manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. But because of your senses and mind, you have developed attachment and individuality called ego. And that is the problem. That is a step, that's a first mistake that we all made. As we were not born with that, we created that and we nurtured it, and that is a result of that. So, Mamevanso jiva. Then God explains further. Sariram yad vapnoti yad chautkramantim ishwaram gruhitetani sanyati vayorgandha ivasayat. This soul, a spark, my spark, when it obtains a body, sariram yad vapnoti means when it attains a body. Sariram yad vapnoti yad cha utkramantim ishvara, or when it gives up the body. Gruhitetani sanyati vayorgandha ivasa. It takes with it like air takes the fragrance from roses from one place to other. Similarly, the jivat, the individual soul, takes all your imprints with it and goes to another one. So, sariram yad vapnoti yadcha utkramantim ishwaram. Here he calls Jivatman Ishwar because it's all powerful. Jivatman is as powerful as God. The only thing we don't realize, that's why. We say, somebody says you are Brahman, we say, no, are you kidding? I have a backache and headache and I have a difficulty feeding my family. How can I be Brahman? No. But God says, no, you are Brahman. You have borrowed all these headaches, no, yourself. So, sariram yad vapnoti yadcha utkramantim ishwaram gruhite tani sanyati vayorgandha ivasaya. This is what happens. We came from somewhere, we will go away somewhere. So that's why the world is very confusing, that we don't know no answers. There are questions only. Where do we come from? Where do we go? What is the purpose in life? You ask 100 people, you get 100 answers. And there is arguments and counter arguments and different kinds of theories. But the God has explained this so clearly. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is considered the highest scripture. And if you want to get to higher knowledge, which you have to for your own benefit, then scripture is the only way. And like I said, that it is only described in scriptures. That nowhere else Brahman is described. And Gita is one of the highest scriptures that says our Sankaracharya, who has written so many books and it's given commentaries on Puranas and Upanishads. He says Bhagavad Gita. There are so many slokas that he emphasizes that. Then the next verse is that is the verse number 9. That is Shotram Chakshuspursanam cha Rasanam Granam evacha Adhisthaya Manaschaya Visayanupasevate. So what will that do? That Atman, when it goes along with it, taking away mind and senses with it and gets another body, what will it do? It will again start. Kshotram Chakshuspursanam cha Rasanam Granam evacha. With 5 senses, adhisthaya manaschaya visayanu vasevate. Using the mind, it enjoys all the sense objects. Again, third circuit start. Again, he will do the karmas, good karma, bad karma, and because of that, he will have to come back again. Unless one wants to clarify his understanding and wants to realize the ultimate goal. That is the only way it will happen. Then the next verse it says, Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va puranvitam vimudha nanu pashyanti gnana chaksusa. Whether it is coming in the body or staying in the body, Atman is staying in the body and enjoying, or leaving the body, the one who is deluded does not understand. He doesn't, first of all, doesn't believe in Atman. He says, oh, I saw it and I liked it and I did it. He doesn't care about Atman, or he doesn't believe in Atman. He's only the senses he believes in. So Utkramantam stitam vapi gunjanam vagguran. Vimuda means the one who is deluded. Vimuda nanu pashyanti means they don't see that. Pashyanti gnana chaksusa. The one who has developed these eye for knowledge, he is the one who will understand these. And that comes from the things which we discussed, all the sadhana, or understanding, clear understanding. Like when we talked about Shraddha, we said bhakti, dhyana, that is through only Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyan, Yoga, Evahi, only with three things: Shraddha, Bhakti, and Dhyan Yoga. Dhyan, these all things come under Dhyan, or developing further concentration. So God says you have to have one focus. If you have multiple focus, then you are going to be failure, like you will be failure in the life also. So you have to have one pointed goal, one pointed vyavasaya. That's why there is a sloka there. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, it comes in the second chapter. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekhi kurunandana bhavsakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avyavasayina. The man who is a yogi or a concentrator or goal oriented or want to achieve higher goal, he has only one point. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one pointed buddhi. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekhi means only one point. Ekhi kurunandana means Arjuna kurunandana. Bhavsakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avyavasayina. But the person who is not determined or doesn't have clear understanding or clear goal, he will make some efforts here for some money, some for education, some for this, some for that, and he will be, his efforts will be not so productive. It's like we see Olympics, and you see that the people who become the Olympic champion, they have nothing else. My God, they practice like so crazy and takes the human limits and crosses everybody. They are 1 in billion. Those are kind of people are very rare, but that is what is achievable physically. And the same thing is achievable by spiritual path, and even getting bigger and bigger medals from God. So then the next sloka, that is 11th sloka, yatanto yogi nischenam pashyanti atmana vastitam yatanto apiya krutatmano nenam pashyanti chetasa. Here yatanto means the striving, the one who is making efforts. Yatanto yogi nischenam pashyanti atmana vastitam. He sees the Atman clearly. Yatanto api akrutatmano. Even if trying, but if you are not a pure person, yatanto api akrutatmano means evil person, evil doers, or nothing good you have done, you will not understand that. Yatanto api, though they are striving to understand, but no, forget it. Yatanto api krutatmano nenam pasyanti chetas. So that purification, that is called antakaran suddhi, for which you need all these positive 26 qualities we mentioned in the 16th chapter. You need those qualities, and you have to erase those negative qualities or asuric qualities. When you are trying with these kind of resources, the quality and character resources, and ceaselessly, one pointed thing, you will get it. So yatantu yogi nisyam. So yogi is the one who has controlled his mind, and bhogi is the one who has no control on mind, and he's just going from one attachment to another in the world. So that is called bhogi. So that is you continue that activity, you become rogi. That's what Bhagavan Ramakrishna said. You continue that, you will become rogi, for sure. So with the purity of the antakaran, then it becomes a platform from where you can get more clarity and you can merge with God. Then God explains. So far he explained the interior. First he explained the creation of universe. Then he explained about how to what are the resources you need. Now he explains what is happening outside. He said, Yada Aditya Gatam Tejo. Look Arjuna, Yada Aditya Gatam Tejo Jagad Bhasayate Khilam Yat Chandramasi Yat Chagno Tata Tejo Vidhi Mamikam. Arjuna, understand. This sun you see, Yada Aditya Gatam Tejo. Yada Aditya means sun. Yada Aditya Gatam Tejo. What the light you see, light and warmth you get. Yada Aditya Gatam Tejo Jagat Bhasayate Khilam. Whole universe is lighted with that light. Yat Chandramasi, that moon you see. Yat Chandramasi, Yat Chagno, you see the light in fire. Tata Tejo Vidhi Mamikam. No, that Tej to be my Tej. It is all mine. Sun has no Tej on its own. Sun is also a creation, a Prakriti. It is a part of a creation, God's creation. So he is the supreme boss. So moon is his creation. These things are all created. Sun is no particular thing. It is just atoms, proton to proton, and produces tremendous energy, and fusion again produces energy. From atom to this helium, gamma radiation, you get such a big light, comes in the morning for free, right on time, without fail. How long it will last? As long as God wishes. So he says that this is what is that is my creation. Chandra is my creation. All this is my creation. Fire in the wood is my creation. So yada aditya gatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yat chagno tata tejo vidhi mamikam gama vesya cha bhutani dhariyamyam ojasa pushnami gosadi sarva somo bhutva rasadmakam. Beautifully says. Okay, I showed you the light. Now he says Gama Aveshya cha Bhutani. Gama means this earth you see, the Gama Aveshya Bhutani. This earth, Mother Earth you see, that is me. Gama Aveshya cha Bhutani. I am permeated everywhere. Gama Aveshya Bhutani. Dharyamyam Ojasa. I am sustaining you all. Dharyamya means I am supporting. Dharyamyam Ojasa. Through my power. Ojas means power. With my power of Prakriti, I am maintaining you. I am sustaining you. If he just shakes a little bit, there will be dhartikam, earthquake, which takes for us years to understand. So God says that is what I am supporting. Gama Veshacha Bhutani Dharyamyam Ojasa Pushnami Osadi Sarva Somu Bhutva Rasatmakam. And I put the juices in the plant kingdom and plants and fruits with the help of the moon. So Somo Bhutva Rasatmakam. You think of mango is so sweet, and these fruits and apple and grapes and everything we just enjoy and say it came from nowhere, or it just by fluke? No. So he says that this is what I am putting for your existence. This is I am doing it. So Gama Veshacha Bhutani Dharyamyam Ojasa Pushnami Osadisa Somo Bhutva Rasatmakam. Or this is the exterior. Then he says, forget about exterior also I am maintaining, interior also I am maintaining. Then he says, Aham Vesvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Asrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyanam Chaturvidam. By being a fire in your stomach, the digestive fire in your stomach, I create from anything, whatever you are eating, into energy. So, aham, what says myself? Aham Veshvanaro Bhutva. That is fire in the stomach, that is a digestive power. Aham Veshvanaro Bhutva. Praninam Deham Asrit. Prana Pana Samayuktam Pachamyanam Chaturvidam. And for fire you need a air, you need a wind. So this inspiration and expiration, which goes on from the time you are born till the last breath, that oxygenation combined with digestive power, you just eat and there's okay, we had a nice meal, thank you very much, bye bye. But that meal, God remains busy for hours to create energy out of that. And for that digestive power and digestive sequences, so much is required. As a doctor, Dadaji used to say that you doctors, if you don't believe in God, nobody else can believe it. You have seen so much, you better believe it. So that it works with so much of precision. If there is a little disturbance, you start throwing up. If there is a little disturbance, you get a colicky pain. If there is something goes wrong, if the intestine little hole happens or perforation, you can die. You get peritonitis and die. So everything works with a tremendous regularity, and the blood sugar is maintained in its range. All the products, waste products are maintained in its range, and all that, who is doing it? The whole factory going there without any knowledge. During our sleep, all this thing happens. So, Ham Vesvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Asrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyanam Chaturvidam. Then he says, Sarvasya Chaham Rudisannivisto Matha Smrtirgnana Madpohanam Cha Vedaischa Sarve Rahameva Vedyo Vedanti Krudveda Viveda Chaham. Very, very nice sloka. So, Sarvas, here God says clearly. So first he said, outside I am keeping everything for you. I am sitting there, you eat and I digest them. I create hunger for you also, so that you go and eat and you don't die out of that. Whose creation is it? Thirst is my creation, hunger is my creation. You eat and I say, okay, satiety is my creation. Otherwise you will keep eating like a fool. So, and I digest and I make it. There's energy for it. And now he says, Sarvasya Chaham Rudisannivisto. I reside in the heart. Sarvasya Cha Aham Rudisannivisto. Means I am seated. Sarvasya Chaham Rudisannivisto. Matha Smrtirgnan Madpohanam. Because of me is your memory. Because of me is your capacity to forget. Matha Smrtirgnan Madpohanam. Vedaischa Sarve Rahameva Vedyo. Whatever through Vedas, whatever the creator of Vedas and whatever is to be declared through Vedas, Vedaischa Sarve Ahameva Vedyo. I am the one who is to be known through Vedas. Vedaischa Sarve Ahameva Vedant Krudveda Viveda Chaham. And the creator of Veda is also me. It is the Veda through which I am to be known. The creator of Veda is me. Creator of your memory is me. Creator of your forgetfulness is also me. If we remembered everything in the life, we would go crazy. So that you had a tremendous pain last week, and if you remember that misery, or your mother died 6 months ago and you suffer the same pain all the time, you will go full. So I delete those unnecessary memories. So that is me. So I keep you sane. I keep you sane and functioning. That is God. Then he says, Dvamimo Purusho Loke Ksharam Aksharevacha Akshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Akshara Uchate. There are two kinds of Purushas working as in our human existence. Dvamimo Purusho Loke Ksharam, Aksharam, Evacha. One is a perishable, other one is body is perishable. As a Ksharam, Aksharam. Jivatman is Aksharam, means a non-perishable. Aksharam, Evacha. Ksara Sarvani Bhutani, all beings are called Kshara, means they will die. Everything, whatever is put together will die. House is put together, house will die. Even if you don't use it, 50 years, 100 years later you come, there will be nothing. No? So anything put together, car is put together, body is put together, it will die. Whatever is put together will die. Only thing will exist is Atman or Brahman, which is the ultimate truth. You know? उत्तम पुरुषस्तन्वय परमात्मा रुदारुतम अत्रिलोकयाविच्य विवर्तीय ईश्वर. Besides your body and your Jivatman, I am beyond that. So that is the real Brahman, who is the ultimate boss. So Brahman, pure consciousness, from which with the Prakriti, mixture of Prakriti, you get a Maya and creation. And that part of that pure Brahman, little spark, you get Jivatman. That's it. So I am beyond Jivatman and I am beyond Prakriti. That's why he's called. So Uttama Purusastanvay Paramatma Udar Yatri Lokayavitsya Vibharti Avishwa Yasmat Ksharam Yati Toham Aksharat Apichaktam Ato Asmi Loke Vedecha Prathita Purushottam. That's why in Vedas and everywhere I am known as a Purushottama. Means a supreme power, supreme existence. If you understand that, then the whole understanding becomes very good. Yoma evam sammudho janati purushottama sasarvita bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharate. What will happen? The one who has understood me, these 20 slokas, yomam eva asammudho janati purushottama, one who knows me as a supreme Brahman, Purushottama. Sa sarvavita bhajati mam sarva bhavena. That what will happen to such a person? Then of course there is the devotee with all its devotion will go after understanding and attaining for the attainment of God. So yoma evam asammudo janati purushottama sa sarvavita bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. And now the last sloka comes. That is iti guhyatamam sastram. That's why he says that. I told you the whole Shastra. Any question is answered in these 20 slokas. Iti guhyatamam sastram idam uktam mayanaga. Anaga means there's another epithet of Arjuna, that is sinless. Iti guhyatamam sastram idam uktam mayanaga. Etad buddhva buddhi mansyat krut krutyasya bharat. Knowing this, etad buddhva means knowing that, etad buddhva buddhi mansyat, the man of knowledge or man acquiring knowledge, buddhi mansyat krut krutyasya bharat. He will feel that his mission on the earth is accomplished. He will feel there is nothing to be done, nothing needs to be done. His accomplished, mission accomplished. Krut krutyasya bharat. Lord Buddha, when he came out of meditation, at that time he said, I am krut krutya, means no, I have attained the ultimate. And that is Purushottam Yoga, 20 slokas only, all answers. If you are a scientist or a doctor or anything, you can understand even much more. So that's what it is.